When time and space meet as opposing currents, the strangest vortexes form amongst the stars. In legends known throughout the cosmic empire, the vortex is called the Interstellar Gate. Inside it, time and space no longer follow ordinary laws. Past, present, and future flow together as one.
The interstellar gate opens to reshape time, and chains of destiny will break. New hope will clear away the cosmic dust, and future's pages will part the mist. Those ancient verses echo in my mind. I motion for the scholar beside me to continue. With practiced ease, the scholar taps the holographic screen. A star map unfolds before us, and a red dot blinks on it.
The interstellar gate is more than a theoretical existence. This red dot, our current location. It's exactly where it will appear. If we can't find a method to control it,
then we could see into the future.
We can even shape it.
As the newly crowned Empress of the Cosmic Empire, my greatest obstacle is the Grand Elder Shio. He has advised rulers since the old dynasty was established 300 years ago, and his power is only second to the throne. When the old dynasty's last emperor died, one era ended and a new one began. No longer a regent, Shio retreated to the Assembly of Elders. At least that's the story told to the public. To be honest, even as the Empress, I often have to listen and abide by his will. Shio has always opposed researching into the Interstellar Gate, and he meddles in many of my decisions as well. If I can seize the Interstellar Gate's power, I might be able to rid myself of him.
Your Majesty, look!
I raise my head and follow the scholar's gesture to the window. In deep space silence, an enormous vortex opens before us. Black and golden swirls flow, they twist together and surge outward in endless waves. Unreal, undescribably strange, it's as if an ancient legend is slowly waking up from its long slumber. There's another violent tremor. The black and gold waves fuse into one, and the interstellar gate contracts. The raging currents collapse and scatter into countless shimmering fragments.
The interstellar gate appears to be unstable. It can't stay open for long.
So traveling here was pointless. Before I order my party to retreat to Allure, a speck of light appears in the vortex center. Something is crossing over from the other side. A sleeping pod? How could such a thing emerge from the interstellar gate? The rest of the legend returns to my mind. Radiant stars shall sail from the interstellar gate, and the unknown forges the path ahead. The lost will find their homeland, and the empire shall endure forevermore. Guards, lower your platform. Bring the pod aboard and I'll see what lies aside. After dismissing my attendants, I slowly walk toward the sleeping pod resting on the platform. It's a model that was discontinued 200 years ago. A thin layer of frost covers the transparent window and faintly reveals the face of a man inside. He lies quietly in the cramped pod. His body and mind have been sealed by time. After studying the pod's structure, I press the button to open it. There's a soft sound and the hatch lifts. Cold white vapor rushes out. Wake up. The man remains unresponsive. Carefully examining him, I lean in. his features reminiscent of a finely carved work of art. A profound serenity rests on his face. And beside his hand lies a sharp sword. It glimmers with a cold light. These engravings only appear on weapons belonging to the old royal family. Now, only Shio carries a ceremonial sword with his pattern. But who are you? A royal sword, an ancient sleeping pod. I closely study him, and a single name bursts into my mind. Isn't this Xavier, the last crown prince of the old dynasty? According to history textbooks, Prince Xavier formed an expedition team to venture into Deepspace 300 years ago. He sought out the interstellar gate. But tragedy struck on the journey. The entire expedition died, their remains vanishing into the endless cosmos without a trace. The royal family lost its brightest heir, while the monarch had to say goodbye to his most beloved son. Soon after, grief consumed him and he died. Grand Elder Shio, a distant relative and close confidant of the monarch, declared himself a regent after the monarch's passing. The old dynasty fell, and a new era began. Xavier and the age he belonged to became nothing more than history. Yet I never expected to find him here. He's a man that rumors and histories thought had died. Someone connected to Shio. Could he be an unknown variable? Should I save him? Cast the pod back into space, or wake him up. I'm kind of curious what the first option is. I'm gonna do it. Close and cast the pod back into space. He's gonna wake up. The unknown means danger. It'd be better if I didn't take that risk. I closed the sleeping pod, summoned the Imperial Guard captain, and ordered him to send it back into the boundless cosmos. Only after a significant amount of time had passed did I learn a truth. If you fear the unknown, you lose your chance to embrace hope. Trapped in an endless struggle with an assembly of elders, I discovered the only path I could walk was one lined with thorns. The constant strife left me in a weary body and spirit. What ended my suffering was a familiar blade. One day, Xavier stormed into the palace alone and drove his sword through Shio's body. I never learned how Xavier survived. I only know that his body was covered in scars, and his eyes held nothing but cold indifference. After the assassination, the balance of power teetered on the edge of collapse. The order I had worked so hard to persevere disappeared. Xavier's return was brief, yet the reason for decades of irreconcilable division could be traced back to that day. After every exhausting council meeting, I wondered if this was the price I paid for refusing to save him. Day after day, year after year, I dragged the Empire's broken body. I didn't need the interstellar gate to glimpse into the future. The ending was clear. Is it just going to end here? Oh. Whoops. I guess I'm not supposed to do that. That's the bad ending. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay, I'm back to where I make the decision. So I'm not going to close and cast the pod back into space. I will wake him up. So let's wake him up. I press the button for emergency resuscitation. The pod restores the temperature, oxygen, and carbon dioxide to safe levels. I'll wait for him to wake up. Minutes pass, one after another. The man inside doesn't stir. Xavier, wake up. I reach out to check his breathing. It's faint. I move my fingers to his neck and check his pulse. His breathing and pulse haven't stabilized. Something's not right. I think for a moment before leaning down. One of my hands supports his neck. and the other tilts his chin back. His skin feels cold. My gaze traces the sharp lines of his jaw before drifting to his lips. Forgive me. I pinch his nose so that no air will escape, then I lower my mouth towards his. Before I can continue, a cold arm pressed against my neck. The pressure is weak, but the warning is obvious. Xavier opens his eyes.
Impudent.
I move back and brush away the loose strands of my hair from my face. What a shame. Don't overthink it. I only wanted to wake you up. He coldly stares at me and his hand grips the sword at his side. Noticing his movements, I shrug, smile, and pull out my firearm. If I were you, I'd set that blade down and politely thank the person who saved you. You've been in stasis for too long. You won't be able to fight me in your current condition. And if I wanted you to die, I would have killed you already. The air grows heavy with a certain emotion. He hesitates before using his long sword to push himself up. He forces his weakened body to stand. Xavier, where are you going?
When you address royalty, you should follow proper etiquette.
I raise my eyebrow and cross my arms. Are you saying the Empress of the Cosmic Empire should honor a commoner? Xavier stops in his tracks, the sharpness in his eyes softening into confusion. His gaze drifts from my finely crafted gun to the state-of-the-art starship's interior that we stand in. Then it lands on the ancient sleeping pod.
What year is it?
Cosmic year 649. Your dynasty fell 300 years ago. You're no longer a prince, and the Empire is no longer the one you remember. He lowers his sword quietly. Seconds pass. It seems as though he believes me.
Escort me.
You wish. You woke up cold and hostile. I'm already starting to regret saving you.
That's not what I did. I have cryo-sickness because I spent too much time in the pod. I feel nauseous. Take me back to the Empire. I'm willing to.
Xavier's voice trails off and vanishes into the air before he can finish. His body suddenly loses all its strength, and he falls toward me without a warning. His cold face crashes into my neck. I try to steady him, but the impact pushes me back. The chair tips over. Xavier drags me down with him, and we fall onto the floor.
Your Majesty, what happened?
On the ground, I push aside Xavier's tousled hair and let out a quiet sigh. Close the doors. What happened today, along with this man's existence, must be kept a secret. A physical examination shows Xavier's body is mostly alright. The cryosickness is real, so he needs time to recover. Uncertain of Xavier's true ties to Shio, I took the time to contemplate my next move. In the end, I decided to quietly bring him back to the Cosmic Empire. I began digging through the records related to the lost expedition team in search for any traces of the truth behind Xavier. The last transmission from the expedition reported heavy artillery fire after leaving the Allure Galaxy. The assailants were piloting the Empire's starships, and they used weapons only the Imperial military could possess. Who could command them and know the prince's exact route 300 years ago? Aside from the monarch, only Shio would have been capable of such a feat. I push open the door to a room. Sunlight spills across a blanket that forms the shape of a sleeping human. Xavier appears to be resting. If I could spark his thirst for revenge, he'd be the perfect weapon against Shio. I clear my throat a few times. He doesn't respond. Xavier? I pull back the blanket only to find pillows and clothes. Xavier is gone. What is this? Where is he?
Your Majesty, that gentleman said he doesn't like people near him and dismissed us. We don't know where he went.
He rules the palace now?
The, the secretary said he was your favorite, so we didn't dare to upset him.
My favorite? Speechless, I turned my gaze to the secretary.
My apologies, Your Majesty. You told me to find an excuse to hide him, so I...
Never mind, but this cannot happen again. He's my favorite too. Before the guards can track down Xavier, I return to my study to deal with the stack of royal decrees that require my signature. But when I open the door, I sense something is amiss. The royal decrees on my desk have been tampered with. My hand flies to the gun at my waist, yet before I can draw it, I'm pulled into the study.
Shh. Don't shout. It's me.
I swat Xavier's hand away and narrow my eyes. How did you get in here?
I walked in.
The guards let you stroll into my study?
Aren't I the Empress's favorite?
Enough. Stop talking.
I was also told that I'm the first one.
Don't you dare say another word. I cover Xavier's mouth and pin him against the wall. Ooh. Don't think you can distract me. Why were you going through my documents? Xavier doesn't struggle or flinch. He calmly removes my hand.
I was looking for the key to the archives.
What do you want to do there?
I wish to find something that benefits you. I assume the evidence against your greatest enemy, Grand Elder Sio, would be useful.
What are you talking about? I don't understand.
While I was resting, I heard you ask your secretary for records about my expedition. You studied every page that mentioned me or Sio. You kept me hidden in luxury, gave me the best physicians. You want me to be the blade that deals the fatal blow to your enemy.
He's only been awake for a short time, yet he's gathered this much information. Perhaps he could actually be my sharpest weapon. I smile and speak softly. You're in a hurry to look for this evidence. You care about the mastermind behind the ambush as much as I do. Your silence is enough. Don't worry. If Shio was behind that attack, I promise justice will be served. Xavier catches my hand, steps forward and pulls me close. He lowers his head, his warm breath brushing against my ear.
Is it justice that you seek for me? Or are you consumed by your hunger for power?
His deep voice, seemingly caressing my ear, almost feels like an intimate whisper. Girl, same. I meet his gaze, and my polite smile widens. Does it matter? When he was the crown prince, he knew how to weigh his priorities. I'm almost certain he'll give me the answer I desire.
If our goals align, that's enough.
Indeed, so let us cooperate. I give his hand a squeeze and end the test between us. Didn't you want to visit the archives? Come with me. The archives can be found in the west wing of the palace. It's the second room from the left along the gallery. Records from 3 centuries ago are too fragile. They're sealed away in alloy preservation vaults and stored in a vacuum. The archives only have a massive curved display where scanned copies can be accessed. All the records are in the database. You can search for anything you want. Xavier presses a button and displays hums to life. His hand hovers above the table. Doubt and uncertainty flicker into his gaze as it flits between the screen and the table. What are you looking for?
The control panel.
It's a touch screen. Use your fingers. I slide my chair closer to him and pull up
You
the
have my
military records in my database. What do you say?
You have my thanks.
His voice actor makes him sound so much lower here. Nice. Before I move my chair back, Xavier types in a few words. Royal Sky Guard. It's called the Imperial Division of Sky Security now.
Thank you.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
Xavier is startled and quickly steps back from the display. Confused, I frown. Xavier points at the pop-up I've closed earlier.
Someone was calling you.
I freeze because I realize he's referring to the archival assistant. My lips twitch as I look away. That's the archival assistant. It helps you quickly search through records.
Oh. I appreciate the explanation.
He's so cute. I realize with painful clarity that 300 years isn't just a phrase, it's real. Shall I help you adjust to modern society later?
By later, do you mean...
Tonight. Xavier is ready to refuse, but after almost deleting the entire database, he reluctantly accepts my offer. At night, a spacecraft quietly slips out of the palace. It carries me and Xavier to a street with restaurants and stalls abound. As we arrive, I make it fly low and slow our speed, so that Xavier can take the scenery. The clock strikes the hour, holograms shimmer to life around the square, and theater posters come into focus.
The Royal Theatre shall present an epic of the era. The Lingering Sword will be premiering soon.
Do you want to see it? I heard the cast is spectacular this time.
What is it about?
It focuses on a prince who seeks revenge against his uncle. I lean in and lower my voice as I tease him. Doesn't it remind you of what you plan to do? But unlike you, this prince is brooding and indecisive. He's kind and idealistic, and unfortunately it only leads to tragedy. I summarize the play's plot. When I finish, Xavier looks at me.
Do you admire that kind of person?
Let's say I do. I respect those sort of people. It takes real courage to stay true to yourself when fighting for power.
Yet his convictions destroyed him and everyone around him.
Xavier lowers his head. I wonder if he's thinking about who he used to be. Of course. Now, choose a place to eat. This is the Empire's oldest and most famous hub for cuisine. It's been present for long before I was born.
It's undergone significant changes.
You've been here before?
Yes. Back then, there was only an inn for travelers.
Xavier points to a towering restaurant in the distance.
Let's go with that.
Above it hangs a huge sign which reads Flavorful Satisfaction. It's the restaurant's name. Only then do I remember that this is the all-you-can-eat barbecue place. It sparked this area's food craze. I recall their famous tagline was something along the lines of, "We've been serving deliciousness for 300 years. It's so good that even the prince approves." Xavier, do their words ring true? As expected, all their slogans are fake.
They didn't lie about one thing. Their barbecue is excellent. However, they weren't exactly happy to see me at the time.
Why?
The restaurant's owner found out who I was and begged me not to return. They said I ate too much. Making a profit was impossible for them.
Oh, my foodie baby. Impossible. Xavier doesn't look like someone with a huge appetite. Oh girl, you'd be surprised. I don't believe you. Show me.
All right. I'll prove it to you.
Xavier opens his palm to reveal a small golden bead.
I brought enough to cover the cost of our meal.
That's... I take a step and gently close his hand. 100 years old. Scholars discovered on a planet on the edge of the Eulogy galaxy with gold mines. Their supplies inexhaustible. Xavier, you're in a different era. Gold isn't worth much anymore. He quietly slips a bead back into his pocket. Oh, he's so cute. He just wanted to pay. In the end, we entered the restaurant that served barbecue. Xavier ate with elegance for 2 hours without pause. With a knife and fork, he was slow yet steady. When time was up, he set down his utensils and walked out. The restaurant's owner looked relieved. When I visited at a later date, I discovered that they shortened the dining limit to 1 hour and 30 minutes. A month later, Xavier discovered something suspicious hidden among the endless deployment records. A month later, on the day of his ambush, several military starships had conveniently lost their warp logs due to radiation interference. Meanwhile, I combed through the medical records of past monarchs and found a discrepancy. In my royal bedchamber, I summoned Xavier and asked for a tray with intricate desserts. Are you frustrated that we still haven't found definitive evidence pointing to the culprit?
Not necessarily. At the very least, the truth isn't impossible to find. You can voice your thoughts if you'd like. To have a troubled expression on your face. Do you think I'm unaware that something's bothering you?
While you were reviewing deployment logs, I checked your father's medical records. Shio regularly sent him tinctures during the time his health declined. The Grand Elder claimed that they would improve his well-being.
You suspect Xio murdered my father.
I nod. Xavier's expression is icy. It's as though...
I knew about those
Xavier's expression is icy. It's as though a cold wind has swept in to remove the last trace of his warmth.
I knew about those endless power struggles long ago. I had many reasons to find the interstellar gate. One of them was to avoid witnessing them tear each other apart. I never thought the first victims would be my comrades.
The air is heavy with silence. Nothing moves in the bedchamber. Only a maid knocking on the door breaks the quietly brewing storm. Eat. I push the tray towards Xavier and dismiss the maid with a wave of my hand.
Did you have these made just for me?
This is a simple act of hospitality. I turn my head away. I'm the Empress. There's no need to coddle anyone. But if I admit this care is only for him, then the Secretary's words about my favorite might actually be realized.
Is that so?
I pick up the sourest candy on the plate and pop it into his mouth. Xavier swallows it without harboring any suspicions. The sour coating wipes away his old expression at last. Bite it. The sour shell cracks to release sweet jam. It coats his tongue with relief. Sweetness comes after bitterness.
It wasn't bitter, though. It was sour.
I feel slightly annoyed. I tried to comfort someone for the first time, and he doesn't even flinch.
Are those words truly from your heart? Or is this one method the Empress uses to obtain loyalty?
Why would I use food to gain people's favor? I believe the road ahead doesn't have to be walked alone. We could be partners. After all, only you and I know how cold the throne is. Xavier falls silent. Then he picks up a pastry from the plate and holds it to my lips.
In that case, we'll walk the road ahead together.
I bite down without any hesitation before using his finger to wipe the cream from the corner of my mouth. So, what's your next move?
Strike first to make Xio expose himself.
With his diluted bloodline and lack of succession rights, Shio obsessively clings to his reputation. We'll give him a taste of his own medicine and ensure his schemes are recorded in history forever. That's Xavier's goal. After our discussion, we reached an agreement. On Shio's birthday, we would deliver a gift he'd never forget.
to our most esteemed Grand Elder Sio. Without him, the Empire could never have preserved its former glory.
May your life be like the finest wine as it grows richer with every passing year.
Your blessings today will forever remain in my heart.
At the banquet, Shio glows with pride. His hair is snow white, yet his voice carries strength. After exchanging pleasantries, he takes his seat. He directs a mirthful gaze toward me.
I heard your majesty has met with scholars to review research pertaining to the Interstellar Gate. The Empire's finances are already strained. We should...
Sorry. You see?
The Empire's finances are already strained. We shouldn't waste resources on such matters.
Does the Grand Elder oppose it so strongly because of Xavier? It makes sense considering he's the Crown Prince who vanished while exploring the Interstellar Gate. Shio freezes, then a wave of grief spreads across his face.
Precisely. He was so gifted and principled. If only he were still with us. Alas.
Surprise. I suppose I chose the perfect gift for your birthday then. I tap my goblet, and the banquet hall slowly falls silent. Grand Elder. Look. Who is that? The doors open, almost all the lights dim as spotlights from the ceiling converge on the red carpet. Under the dazzling glow, Xavier slowly steps forward. His gaze is cold and clear, and the sword at his waist glints coldly. Everyone freezes and holds their breath. The only sound present are the ticking clock and his sharp footsteps. Each one is like a bullet being loaded. Xavier stops before the Grand Elder.
It's been a long time, Uncle.
Shio's eyes widen. He remains where he is.
It seems my uncle has forgotten my face.
Xavier isn't dead. He was pulled into the Interstellar Gate. We found him, and he had been in a sleeping pod for 300 years. The room is chillingly silent. My passionate announcement doesn't receive a response.
I guess I've arrived at an inopportune time.
Not at all. How could you say that? I'm simply overwhelmed. This is the greatest surprise. Why, it's the best gift in the world.
Sure. With everyone's attention on him, Shio steps forward with glistening eyes and embraces Xavier. But the muscles in his cheeks never relax. I can't help but wonder how hard he's clenching his teeth. The guests' confusion turns into exhilaration. The applause crashes like unending waves against the shore. The first step of our plan is complete. As for the second, every year, Shio's birthday banquet includes several members of the press. Seeing the spectacle, they eagerly navigate through the guests and urge Xavier to tell his story of returning from the Interstellar Gate.
I led an expedition team to seek the legendary Interstellar Gate 300 years ago. After departing, we stopped to resupply on a planet that's a loyal subject to the Empire. There we were ambushed. Dozens of starships descended on us in a coordinated strike. In the end, every member of my expedition perished. The cosmos swallowed their bodies. By sheer luck, the gate opened before me. I was pulled inside and survived.
Xavier looks at Shio.
Those who ambushed us flew Imperial starships, and their weapons belonged to the Empire's military. Tell me, Uncle, who sent them?
The Grand Elder is momentarily speechless. The reporters notice the tension between them and whisper amongst themselves. Everyone, it's getting late. Let's bring the banquet to a close. I end the event at the perfect moment and let doubts and suspicions simmer in the hearts of the guests. After the banquet, Xavier and I return to the palace. I already sent people to spread rumors. In 2 days, conspiracy theories will roam the streets. I look out the window. At the palace gates, guards are escorting several reporters. Do you think Shio left behind any evidence?
As far as he's concerned, my death was guaranteed. Why risk drawing attention by wiping the records? Doing nothing would be safer.
His calm expression remains as if he's speaking about someone else. I have been wanting to ask you. How did you survive the ambush? And how did you enter the interstellar gate?
At the last moment, someone helped me. They led me away from certain death and gave me a chance to live.
Who was it?
I'm still looking. I never saw their face, so their assistance was done with silent signals. If I see the same handwriting again, I might recognize it.
I suddenly recall Xavier flipping through the old handwritten files back in the archives. He must have been searching for a trace of the person who saved him. Well, aren't you loyal?
Without that person, I wouldn't be here.
A weight as heavy as stone settles in my heart. Have you found them yet?
Almost.
Don't forget, I was the one who pulled you out of the deep space. Half the credit is mine. Xavier reaches out. His slender fingers brush against my cheek and slide behind my ear.
Of course. I couldn't have survived without you.
A cool touch graces my neck as the necklace settles against my collarbone. Its gleaming gemstone is reminiscent of a fallen star. Xavier gently sweeps my hair aside, his knuckles grazing my nape. He fastens the clasp.
It suits you better than I had imagined.
I glance at the long sword on his hip. The jewel on his hilt is gone.
I had a necklace made, and this Celeste tiding was set into it.
That gemstone represents your status as a prince, yet you're giving it to me.
I'm no longer a prince.
You'll always be my prince.
Now it's only a keepsake that's accompanied me for years. The necklace has nothing to do with our agreement. It's simply a gift from my partner.
Moonlight spills across Xavier's face. For a moment, his eyes shine as brightly as the Celeste tiding. I touch the jewel that rests against my cheek. It's still warm from his touch, and my heart races. It's beautiful. I accept your gift. I lower my head to look at the necklace. It's cool to the touch, smooth, and has a unique design. Wait, where did you get the money to hire a designer?
300 years ago, I funded several institutes as they researched the interstellar gate. Now that I've been revived, they honored the contracts and paid me back.
Oh.
I was one of the founders.
I wonder if this is like foreshadowing that whole kind of rumor that Xavier founded the Hunters Association. Maybe? I won't say you're unable to adapt to modern society again. The ambush involving Xavier and his expedition sparked rumors. There were whispers of betrayal and lies. In time, suspicion turned to Shio. He could no longer sit still. One day, our informants reported that Shio set off with his confidants. They were heading to the site where Xavier was ambushed. In our spacecraft, Xavier and I followed them. We watched the Grand Elder's spaceship veer toward an abandoned military base. The control room has a recorder that captures voices and various military operations. Even though it's been shut down, the data can still be recovered. That must be Shio's target. Xavier nods and places a small communication device into my ear.
Contact me if anything happens, and be careful.
He slips out of the vessel using the base shadows for cover. It's going by so fast. He intercepts Shio at the front gate.
Good morning, Uncle.
Xavier, what are you doing here?
I'm here for the same reason you are.
During their exchange, I pilot the aircraft to circle Shio and land in front of the control room. The dome is draped with web-like cables, and the screens that once glowed now sit as blank, black glass. A thick layer of dust coats the main console, but the recorder remains intact. I restore the emergency power supply and attempt to log in, but the system denies my access. The base was decommissioned too early. My credentials were never entered. I'll have to remove the recorder and decode it later. On the recorder's cold casing, I noticed a hidden groove. It matches my necklace's celestiding. This. In my ear, the confrontation between Xavier and Shio comes through over the communication device.
Out of all the places you could visit, you chose this one, Uncle? Aren't you worried about getting your hands dirty?
There's only dust. It shouldn't be difficult to sweep away.
A mocking laugh resounds. Xavier's voice melts into the night, cold, sharp. It's akin to the shining light on the edge of a sword.
When I was a child, you brought me to this planet. Back then it was a royal hunting ground. Manticores were present as far as the eye could see.
My dear nephew, are you still bitter about how I accidentally left you here? I remember those monsters almost tore you apart. I'm sorry. I was the one at fault back then. I didn't properly take care of you.
Your apology is late. I'm curious. Are you trying to sweep away dust? Or me?
Huh. It's a shame you were fortunate. You served.
Maybe I've been luckier than you ever since I was born.
Xavier!
Bloodline has always been a thorn in Shio's side. He spent half his life pulling it out only for Xavier to drive it deep into his bones again. I wish I could see the Grand Elder's expression. It must be priceless. Xavier, you're wicked.
Indeed.
I have the recorder, so I'll be leaving first. Keep him busy.
You're in a different era, Xavier. You have nothing. For 3 centuries, I've eliminated your supporters. They went to their graves and never knew why.
I detach the recorder and return to the spacecraft. Taking off, I look back at Xavier. From here, I can't read his expression.
You have 1 foot in the grave, yet no crown sits on your head.
Ooh.
You're the one who has nothing.
The sky grows dark. Clouds hang low, and the broken walls and bare rebar groan in the wind. As if echoing an omen, my spacecraft's alarm blares. Several unidentified starships are closing in. Something's not right. Shio's reinforcements are here. We need to move.
Take the recorder and head back first.
I grit my teeth, leaving a partner behind to be a target of the firepower. That's not how I operate. I pilot my spacecraft directly into their line of sight. As expected, they turn and unleash a storm of fire on me. I can't use the original route. I need to find another path. Amidst the violent turbulence, I remember the place where Xavier found the interstellar gate. It's inside the restricted zone. I can only hope that the gate that once saved him will shield me.
Why would you expose yourself like this?
Who would abandon their partner? The comm signal weakens. At last, I dive into the restricted zone and it cuts out. An unstoppable pull seizes my vessel. That breathtaking sight returns before my eyes. Gold and black entwine like dancers at a grand ball as their skirts flare. Colors spin toward the vortex's center. Spacecraft power supply dies, and I'm dragged helplessly into the vortex. Wish me luck, Xavier. The violent tremors tear my mind apart. I can't withstand the impact and lose consciousness. When I open my eyes, the familiar starlight is gone. A formless void surrounds me. Am I inside the gate? The sight before me defies human understanding and breaks the law of physics. Growing strands made of gravitational forces weave together, forming countless shifting quadrilaterals. They're entangled in endless fields. Time and space twist like mirrored fragments in a kaleidoscope. They bend, fold, and swirl and swell. The fields look like stacked screens, and inside each one is a flickering fragment of someone's life. Space-time isn't bound by laws here. Past, present, and future have merged into one. The Imperial scholars were correct. The weightless, I drift aimlessly. I don't have any sense of direction. But then, a single speck of starlight pierces the dim void. Is that the Celeste hiding from Xavier's sword? When I look down, the gemstone is still hanging from my necklace. I glide toward the shining field only to be stopped by the crisscrossing strands of gravity. In the distance stands a desolate forest. A boy grips a long sword.
Who sent you?
Is this supposed to be baby Xavier?
Once I cut off your head and deliver it to my client, you'll know.
A tongue that can't even flap properly doesn't deserve to stay in your mouth.
In the gloomy forest, only towering trees and I bear witness to the brutal clash. He wipes away the mixture of sweat and blood from his face. It takes 3 attempts before his trembling hands pulls out his sword from the assassin's corpse. The boy scrubs the blade against the thick bushes to clean it. Suddenly, the Celestine trembles and the sword shudders in his hand.
Who's there?
He turns his head toward me and I recognize that clear, piercing gaze. It's Xavier.
A figment of my imagination.
The sword stops moving. We aren't in the same place nor the same dimension. Meeting each other is impossible. The boy drags his small, weary body away. He's no different from a lone leaf carried farther away by the wind. A faint glow pulls my attention downward. My celestine is flickering. Are you trying to tell me something? As if it understands me, the gemstone pulls me toward another field. I follow the celestine and travel through the scattered moments of Xavier's life. His past, present, and perhaps even his future, vast as the stars themselves, are scattered across the galaxy. Blinding fire rushes in, and I spot a distinct field. Explosions shake the entire space station. The heavy barrage tears into it like a beast that leaves only steel bones. This was 300 years ago, the day Xavier's expedition was attacked. From the gravitational strings, I see Xavier. Flames burn his clothes and torn fabric sticks to the bleeding wounds. Metal shards cut his cheek. Xavier! Stay calm. This already happened. I'm only a bystander. Xavier will be alright. He said someone helped him escape so he could reach the interstellar gate. Oh girl, it was you! I try to calm my heart while keeping Xavier in my line of sight. The last surviving expedition member is scared and crying.
Captain, are we going to die here?
Xavier steps over the bodies, shields him, and fires decisively at the assassin heading straight for them.
Stay focused.
I search frantically, but I don't see any assistance. There isn't a silent signal. Then I notice a gun's barrel hidden in the corner. It's aimed at Xavier's heart. Xavier, behind you! I pound against the gravitational string in an attempt to break through. Even the smallest noise may be enough to get Xavier's attention. The gravitational strings are tied to everything in my field. My strikes make him shake. Xavier hears them and turns around. My efforts save him. The bullet that should have hit his heart only grazes his coat and buries itself in the wall. But the second bullet cuts through the smoke and pierces the last remaining expedition member.
Captain! Run!
The expedition team member falls. Aside from me, there's no one who could help him. Aside from me? In the firelight, Xavier fires his last round. Tossing the gun, he pulls out the weapon he has left, his sword. The necklace tugs me. The celestiding light glows brighter, and Xavier's sword trembles with it.
It's you. Again?
His gaze sweeps through the space station, then seemingly pulled by the gemstone, he finds my location in the field.
Over 10 years ago, when I was in the forest, you were watching me. And now you've seen me at my worst again.
I finally realize where fate has been leading me. I'm an observer and a participant in standing the edge while also being at the center. Fate is like a Mobius strip, a Klein bottle. There is no beginning, ending, inside or outside. The present me and him in the past. We're bound by one celestiding that spans space and time.
At the last moment, someone helped me. They led me away from certain death and gave me a chance to live. I never saw their face, so their assistance was done with silent signals. Without that person, I wouldn't be here.
Have you found them yet?
Almost.
Don't forget, I was the one who pulled you out of deep space.
Of course. I couldn't have survived without you.
The words Xavier once said are like a key. Now they've slid into the lock called the truth. He realized that I saved him, but it wasn't the me from his own time. I need to help Xavier leave this place. I drift outside the field and explore the space station structure. Then I find a route where an ambush hasn't been set up. I tug on the gravitational strings which move the tip of his sword. I guide Xavier toward a safe path. Artillery slams into the starship, akin to crimson scars, cracks spread across its hull. With my guidance, Xavier reaches the isolation chamber. The starship's only sleeping pod is there. Once the interstellar gate opens, he has to launch the pod and send it inside.
I still don't know who you are. Are you a human?
I grip the gemstone and tug on the gravitational string to say yes.
So all you can control is this gemstone?
Xavier pauses, then he approaches the sand table and holds his sword above it.
Write out your message for me.
Pulling the gravitational strings doesn't leave marks on the sand table, but they don't bend in the way I want them to. In the end, I only managed to scrawl out 2 crooked words. Gate, hurry.
Your handwriting. It can be a new form of art.
He has the time to mock me? I protest by writing a giant X. Xavier looks at it and laughs. It's genuine, and I'm reminded of the dawn on wintry day. My tension and fear quietly fade. The isolation chamber shudders and the interstellar gate's vortex appears. I shake the sword to signal Xavier that Xavier must leave.
We will meet again. I'll find you. It doesn't matter how long it takes.
300 years, to be exact. The sleeping pod's door closes and seals itself. When the countdown ends, it's launched toward the interstellar gate. The destroyed starship has used the last of its energy, and it floats into the darkness of deep space. I turn back and see a blinding flash at the interstellar gate's center. Fields begin to shake, and the gravitational string flickers in and out. Fragmented time shines bright and dims. Is the gate collapsing? What's happening? The necklace on my chest trembles violently. It pulls on my neck. Is it because of the celestiding? Maybe even the interstellar gate, free from human logic, won't allow the same object to exist in the past and present. The collapsing force pushes me as if countless invisible hands are trying to drive me out. Xavier, we'll see each other in 300 years. A flash as bright as daylight swallows my vision. When I open up my eyes again, the interstellar gate has cast me back into space. Similar to how I was prior to entering it, I'm in my spacecraft. My hand grips the controls. I'm far away from the restricted zone, and the enemies who chased me have disappeared without a trace. What year is it now? What if I'm like Xavier? Was I thrown into an era that isn't mine? I stop wasting time and race to the Empire's boulder. The border starport looks the same. I let out a sigh of relief. But for some reason, it's strangely empty. Cloud World Starport is the Empire's largest starport on the border, yet there isn't a single merchant spaceship or caravan in sight. Did something happen? I land and leave my spaceship. I've only taken a step when a guard surrounds me. Wearing a look of concern, Shio emerges from the crowd.
Your Majesty, your absence during these past few days was worrying.
I only went out for a short trip. You don't need to make a fuss, Grand Elder. Shio shakes his head and, exasperated, he looks at me as if I were a spoiled heiress.
Your Imperial Guard captain gave us a confession. Before your disappearance, the last person to see you was Xavier. He stayed in the palace, seduced you, and manipulated you. He wanted to drive a wedge between you and the Assembly of Elders.
Where is Xavier?
Xavier is wanted for putting the Empress in danger. His whereabouts are unknown.
That is false. Using his words, I slowly pieced together what I missed. Xavier and Shio had already clashed at the military base. Any pretense of peace vanished. After I entered the Interstellar Gate, the Empire had no leader, so Shio declared himself the regent as he did 300 years ago. Grand Elder, you and I should talk. I'd like your opinion on something you might be interested in. I still have the recorder I got from the military base. He won't refuse. The data inside could turn the tide of his power struggle. That's why he rushed in to intercept me.
Let's speak plainly. Considering the current situation, do you still plan to side with Xavier, Your Majesty?
If you hadn't always put me in impossible positions, I wouldn't need to ally myself with Xavier.
To always oppose your policies. It was a short-sighted move on my part. If Your Majesty helps me get rid of Xavier, I will give you my unconditional support.
It looks like I have a choice, but in reality I don't. For now, I have to play along. It's settled then. I don't want to see an heir with the old dynasty's bloodline either.
In that case, will you entrust the recorder to me?
As expected, that's his real objective. I remain calm and smile. Of course, but the best move is to remove the threat directly. It's better to take a risky gamble than sit and wait. I must meet Xavier. The method I use is of little importance. Shio looks at me, his expression unreadable. His eyes, however, reveal his suspicions. I have the recorder. It's only a matter of time before Xavier appears before me. I take off the necklace I'm wearing. This gemstone is a device he used to communicate. Have it appear at an auction. Xavier will show himself when he sees it. The rest is up to you. Shio silently stares at me. I meet his probing gaze without fear. He grins and holds out his hand.
Your Majesty, I hope we have a good partnership.
Yes, let us get what we want with it. I don't take his wrinkled hand. Instead, I shove the recorder he covets into it. Shio announces the auction as per my suggestion. Today, people will be bidding on the Celestiding. I touch my neck and remember Xavier's words. I'll find you. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I hope Xavier understands what I'm doing.
Your Majesty, the Grand Elder has a message. He would like it if you stayed put. He has ordered men to attend the auction, and they shall capture Xavier.
Understood. You're dismissed. Afraid I'll ruin his plan, he's restricted my movements. I pace back and forth in the corridor to shake off the unease in my heart.
Celeste Tiding is missing! Level 1 alert! Watch out for intruders!
It must be Xavier. Where is he?
You gave away the Celeste Tiding I gave you just like that.
Obtaining what you desire requires you to give up something precious.
They'll be here soon. What's the plan?
Oh my god, this looks so good. Ah, the animation has just been stepped up here. Ooh. Ooh. MC. Stay away from me. The guards are outside. What are you trying to do? Oh my god. Ooh!
Stop struggling. You can't escape.
Look at them go. I have an idea for a play. The missing crown prince kidnaps the current empress in front of everyone. What do you think?
Do that and the Empire's mine. How are you so sure that I won't hurt you?
I trust you, Xavier. We're secret allies, partners in revenge, and... Look at them.
Are you insane?
Oh. Marking her man. I knew you couldn't handle it.
You lured me here, and I won't let you walk away.
The Queen is over there! Quickly, hurry! On it!
From now on, Your Majesty, you're all mine.
Ooh. That was cool. A starship carries Xavier and me away from the Cloud World starport. How did you get your hands on a starship?
The founder of Operation Interstellar Gate has the authority to request starships.
And seeing Xavier's calm expression, I can't resist teasing him. You kidnapped me without a second thought, but what you want the most, the recorder from the military base, is still in Shio's hands.
Didn't you already pull out the data chip from it? Back at the military base, I heard you unlock the hidden slot through the comms.
I'll have to remove the recorder and decode it later. On the recorder's cold casing, I noticed a hidden groove. It matches my necklace's Celeste Tiding. This. I examine the necklace closely and find a tiny clasp where the gemstone links to the necklace. I detach the stone and insert into the recorder. The hexagonal shell unfolds and reveals the data chip inside. You actually knew. Disappointed, I pull out the data chip and pout. Xavier sets the starship to autopilot and moves closer to me.
You've already entered the gate.
I lower my head as he fastens the necklace around my neck. It carries our promise.
then you're aware. No matter how long it takes, I will find you.
Of course. Otherwise, I never would have risked using this necklace as bait. I look into his eyes. Maybe tonight is the first time we've truly met. All these memories, a past only we remember. The promise spanned 300 years, and on this night, it's been fulfilled.
Kept my word.
You sure did, babe. My beating heart is akin to the ripples of the water's surface, stirred by the wind. They're restless and impossible to soothe. This isn't the first time I've seen his face from a distance. That's almost negligible, yet right now, it feels different. Perhaps these feelings had already sprouted, but before I entered the interstellar galaxy, I refused to face them. When I saw Xavier 300 years ago, covered in wounds, I never had time to hear my own heartbeat.
You said what I wanted the most was the evidence of Sio's crimes. That's not true. What I want the most is a person.
His hand trails down my neck and rests at my waist. Meeting his burning gaze, I raise my hand and press it against his neck and kiss him. You're bold.
I hope you can forgive me, Your Majesty.
Xavier's warm lips find mine and his tongue slips between them. Ugh, Frenching each other, huh? A little tongue action. Breaths akin to fire. They burn away my reason. Is this how you'll ask me to forgive you? Xavier firmly grips the small of my back.
May I be bolder, Your Majesty?
How bold? If I said you couldn't, would you listen to me?
Not necessarily.
My back hits the cold... Oh, what's about to happen? My back hits the cold console, but Xavier's warm hand shields me from it. We move as though we're We move as though we're interstellar gates opposing currents. Entwined in the emptiness of deep space, we rush and converge toward a single point. The blinding light is gone. I only hear his breaths, his emotions, his desire. The world is seemingly reduced to only us. We merge in the silence of deep space. They merge. I wonder what that's supposed to mean. When Xavier took me from the cloud world starboard, he left Shio a ticket to the lingering sword. The Prince's Revenge is a story on the stage and a conflict in reality. Even the longest hatred must end. Likewise, every play must have a certain curtain call. The final act has arrived. In the dim theater, I sit in the center of the row. Moments before the curtain rises, Shio arrives. His expression has darkened as he stops beside me.
Watch enough plays, and Your Majesty starts acting as well.
Watching and performing never had a clear distinction. It's a classic tale. A prince who has been betrayed, a revenge that's long overdue, and an inevitable sacrifice. Everyone can see a reflection of themselves in this tale. Do you agree or disagree?
I don't share Your Majesty's taste for leisure, but since you insist, I shall sit with you.
He brushes away the imaginary dust from his robe, lets out a cold snort, and sits next to me. This performance is a play within a play. Do you see the king on the stage? His schemes will be exposed to everyone through the play.
It's a vulgar tale.
Despite saying it, I notice his clenched fist and pale knuckles. The spotlight focuses on a young man slowly guiding a middle-aged man onto the stage. The middle-aged man's face is pale, his steps unsteady. It's as if each one is draining the last of its strength. The younger man's face is heavy with worry, while whispering comfort, his gaze shows a deep sorrow.
Xavier hast been missing for a year now. My dear brother, thou mustn't keep wasting away. I brought a sedative. Take it first, then rest.
Is there a mistake in the script?
I'm not sure. Let's keep watching.
The scene changes, and the apothecary hands a glass vial to the king's brother.
Your Highness, the dosage must be precise. If the poisoning is too obvious, we won't see another day. Perfect measurements shall make others believe he died from the grief of losing his son.
Is this play about us? That's what Shio's thinking. The scene changes again. The middle-aged man breaths grow weaker. With a barely audible sigh, he closes his eyes. Next to him, his brother smiles.
Starting today, the Cosmic Empire is mine to command.
Wait, isn't this?
About the Grand Elder!
Who changed the play's script?
The theater falls silent. The actor playing the new king is confused and meets Shio's gaze. Everyone in the audience holds their breath. It's a predictable twist.
What are you trying to do?
Allow me to remind you of your deeds.
A tall, upright figure walks onto the stage. Reaching the front part of the platform, he stands. Xavier looks down from above, his voice cold and emotionless.
In the original play, the prince suspects his uncle is the murderer, yet he hesitates and never strikes. However, I prefer a direct approach for revenge. So I rewrote the script. You don't like it?
Guards! Where are the guards? Seize this liar at once!
Since they haven't given out any orders, no one moves. Xavier, or rather the prince in the play, takes 2 steps forward. He faces the actor who's playing the prince's uncle, but his gaze moves past him to land on Shio.
The Empire's true sinner is you, uncle. Have you ever thought about repenting? When you wake from your dreams in the middle of the night, are you afraid?
The actor on stage says nothing. Instead, Shio's voice plays solely through the theater's speakers. These are his exact words from 300 years ago. We pulled them from the recorder.
After it's done, money, honor, power. I can give you everything you desire. I don't want to see Xavier or a single member of his expedition make it back alive. It's better if their bodies don't return. Then there will be no proof.
What a bad guy. A spotlight sweeps across the stage and lands on Shio, who sits in the audience. He's forced to squint.
300 years ago, you conspired with generals to assassinate the heir apparent. Then you contacted an apothecary to poison the monarch. And today, 300 years later, you abducted the Empress to hide your crimes and seize power. Your crimes can never be forgiven.
Xavier looks at me and waits for my judgment. Shio, as your empress, I declare that you shall pay for your sins with your life. Oh. Xavier draws a sword from his waist. Its icy gleam sharp enough to slice through the night. The blade pierces Shio's withered frame, a mix of terror, pain, and relief across Shio's wrinkled face, until it breaks into a broken wail. From this moment, evil is buried in the night along with his unfinished play. News of Shio's execution sweeps across the Empire like a storm. The details of that night, along with the altered play, are spun into countless stories by the people's imagination. The streets and alleys know of them. Some praise for me for ending Shio's plot with a merciless indecisiveness. Others praise Xavier for enduring endless trials and bearing every humiliation to honor his fallen comrades with his enemy's blood. In addition to the gossip it tales, the empty seat in the Assembly of Elders creates new ambitions. So long as the blood-stained bone remembers upon the high dies, countless people will claw their way toward it. Their hunger is insatiable. The struggle for power will never have a simple ending. Ooh. I rest in my bed after getting a good night's sleep. I've decided not to worry about the future. Sunlight filters through the heavy curtains and spills across Xavier's face. He's still asleep. I roll over and make the mattress bounce. He doesn't stir. I lean in and blow air at the hair on his forehead. His eyes slightly tremble, but his eyes stay closed. His body doesn't move. I reach out and touch his long eyelashes. He stretches out an arm, pulls me back down, and holds me in his embrace.
It's so bright.
I was trying to block the light for you, but you don't appreciate my efforts.
Just close your eyes.
Xavier kisses me to stop me from talking. The bedchamber... falls silent again. His lips' softness and warmth are like medicine for my heart. He gently pinches my cheek before letting go.
Sleep a little longer.
Sounds so cute. I can't. I'm hungry. What are your plans next? Xavier sits up and faces the sunlight. Drowsiness fades from his face.
I plan to leave in a few days. I'll work with the Imperial scholars and install a trail of eternal lights across the space stations. They'll be similar to a chain of stars. Those lights will serve as a guide from the interstellar gate to the Cloud World starport.
You're doing this for your expedition? Xavier nods. Buried in a starship lost in deep space, their remains will never return home. Aww. I hope these lights will guide their souls to where they belong. Come back soon. And before you go, have your identity verified by the secretary. You won't need guards to announce your arrival when you enter the palace then. Xavier raises an eyebrow.
Your Majesty is making an exception for me? Aren't you afraid of the gossip?
I smile, nuzzle Xavier's neck, and inhale his warm, pleasant scent. You're my favorite. Of course I'll make exceptions. Oh, that was really fun. I like that. And just wow. The animations for the Kindles, like I know I say this every time, but they just keep getting better and better and better. Like, wow. I really enjoyed that a lot.